These are the 6 things I think DEADROP needs to be one of the best looter shooter games out there. And don't forget to sub to the channel for more DEADROP content, gameplay, and coverage. As I said in the intro and the title, these are the 6 things I think DEADROP needs to be one of the better looter shooter games. And now obviously these are not the only 6 things the game needs. There's a ton of things it can add and you could have on your wish list for the game, but these are the 6 things I have for this video. Starting it off with arguably the most important one, this is traders and a shop feature. Similar to games like Tarkov or the Psycho Frontier, I think having traders where you can go to buy items and gear that are better and give you an advantage in raid is very important. Now, obviously with this game having a Web3 and NFT integration, I think these things from traders and shops are not supposed to be NFTs. These are things that I think should be solely for in-game purpose and cannot be sold on external markets. So this is things like maybe bigger backpacks, better armor, better helmets, better weaponry. That sort of thing should not be sold on external markets with this Web3 integration, and it's just things that you can buy in-game. Having a feature like this allows you to take the money or currency you earn in game and then purchase this gear to give you an upper hand. I think this is a feature that is crucial and is missing in a game like DMZ, which is really holding it back. Also, going off this trader and shop feature, I think having missions like in most games in this genre, having missions that allow you to level up your traders and unlock better gear is something that I think is super important, and it gives you a purpose outside of just doing PvP in each raid. Having these traders where you can buy and sell things with them as well as complete missions for them just gives the game a lot more depth, and I think is what keeps players around. Next up, I want to talk about collection completion rewards. For example, an item that is currently in the pre-alpha build of the game are the comic books. Now, these comic books are really just collectible items that don't have any purpose currently. Of course, this is just a pre-alpha, but I think it would be cool if we saw some sort of collection completion rewards where, let's say you collect all the comics that are in the game. I'm not sure how many there are, maybe let's say 12, 15, 20. You collect all the comics that are in the game and you receive some sort of special reward. So let's say you just have a really cool player skin for completing this comic book challenge. You can go around and raid and people can see that you have this cool skin and that you're one of the limited people who have completed the challenge by collecting all the comic books. I think having these sort of completion rewards, which are exclusive to people that do a specific in-game challenge, are super cool, give something for you to grind for, and give you something cool to flex in raid. The third thing is having solo, duo, trio, squads, and maybe even more individual queued playlists. I think one of the biggest things for me that turns me off from a game like Tarkov, which I have played a ton and I do enjoy, but mainly played with friends, is even as a solo, I have the possibility of running into a duo, a trio, or a squad of 4, which will just absolutely decimate me because as a solo, you pretty much stand no chance. So I think having these individual playlists for players is something that'll be really good because not everyone has people to play with. Not everyone has 3 other friends or 2 other friends. A lot of people like to play solo. So I think having these individual playlists could be really, really good for the game. This one, a super simple feature, which I'm sure they will add, is a push to talk feature. Right now, your mic is on by default and you can hear proc chat from pretty much every player in the game. They just added a mute button for proc chat, so you can mute players around you while you're in raid if someone, let's say, is really loud, or if there's one specific person you want to mute, you'll be able to do that. But adding a push to talk option like you have in all other games, and they just think is super, super useful. So adding a push to talk option, I think it's just something super simple, which I'm sure they will add. Number 5 is a battle pass that actually has good rewards. Now, we already know there's going to be battle passes in this game. If you have a tower key, you do get access to the season 0 battle pass for free. So we do know battle passes are coming to the game, but having one with actual good rewards, cool cosmetics, I think is super important, because if you look at a game like Call of Duty or even a game like Apex Legends, there's 100 tiers in the battle pass, let's say, and maybe like 3 or 4 things are actually cool cosmetics. So I think having a battle pass with actual cool things that is worth grinding for is something that is super important for a game like DEADROP. I think with the way, the current gaming ecosystem is, battle passes are in most games, but a lot of the times, like I said, they can be pretty lackluster and not really worth the grind or make you want to play the game. So having a battle pass with actual good rewards is a good way to get players to stick around and give them something to grind for. And last but not least, I think having limited supply on cosmetics and these tradable Web3 NFT items is actually something that could be really important. So let's say, for example, and I don't know if this is how they're going to do it in game, let's say, for example, there is a shop where you could spend real money on a bundle of items or a cosmetic. Let's say it's, cost $10, $15, $20. Having that as a limited supply, especially if the item is tradable as an NFT, I think is something that's important and will build some sort of supply and demand into the external markets. If there is unlimited supply on items and you can just go buy and sell them on third-party markets, that's pretty much going to devalue a lot of the items. So I think if they do want to hold some value and hold some exclusivity to these items that are tradable as NFTs, there should be a limited supply, whether that be 10,000 of the item or 50,000 of the item, depends basically on the player count, I think, of the game. But having some sort of limited supply in these things will kind of regulate the supply and demand of these Web3 marketplaces and will just make the game overall better. But those are the 6 things on my wish list as of right now for DEADROP. Of Of course, there's more things that can be added and things that I want to see in the game, but these are the big 6 that I really had. Specifically, I think traders and missions for those traders is the #1 thing, which I'm sure they will add. You know, I think Dr. Disrespect and Midnight Society know what they're doing with this game, and they're listening to the community feedback. So if you are watching this video, I love what you're doing so far with the game, and I'm really looking forward to all the updates to come. But with that being said, make sure to drop a like on the video and sub to the channel for more Dead Drop content. I appreciate everyone who has watched the videos and subscribed so far. We're on the road to 3K subs, and I can't get there without your support. So thank you once again, and hopefully I will see you all in the next video.